Assalamualaikum students. Today in this session, I am going to record paper 2 extended 058022 May-June 2022. The duration of the exam is 1 hour 30 minutes. As you know, we have to write the value of pi either 3.142 or we can keep the pi from the calculator. If you have a non-exact numerical answer, in the answering space for any measurements, you write three significant figures. If rounding off is required, um, if you want to write an angle in rounded form, you have to write to one decimal place, unless it is stated that you have to write a specific, um, you know, level of accuracy. So total marks for the exam is 70. So we start now. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The question number 1, it came on numbers. The main topic is numbers and the subtopic is directed numbers. Directed numbers, sometimes the examiner gives you question on temperature and the different level of temperature. He asks you the difference. So the difference in temperature, formula for difference is maximum value minus minimum value. So at noon, the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius, and at midnight, the temperature is -9. So which one is maximum? 4 degree is maximum, and the minimum is -9. So 4 plus 9, answer comes to you 13 degree Celsius. Keep it in your mind, difference is always a positive number. Although we know difference means we need to subtract the two values. But once you subtract them, you need to understand you always write maximum minus minimum. Why it is maximum minus minimum? Because I want to get my final answer positive. That's why maximum is always the first one and the minimum is the second one. Once you subtract them, you get a positive answer. So you get 1 mark. Even though if you don't show any steps, you write the answer directly, examiner will give you full marks. Next question, I can see pie chart. So it means the second question is coming from statistics topic. So let me read it, what the table is all about. The tablet records the number of cars of each color in a car park. So we have black, white, silver, and red. Number of black cars are 8, number of white cars are 5, number of silver cars are 4, and number of red cars are 3. So we draw a pie chart. Everyone knows a pie chart is like a circle which is divided into sectors. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sectors I have made it. So maybe this is for black, and this is for white, this is for silver, and this is for red. Every sector is recognized by the angle which it is making at the center. And how I can get the angle, this is very easy. You know that if this is x angle, so you write x over 360 because we are going to compare it with the total circle. And the total circle means I need to know in how many parts he is converting it. You got my point? So I want to find an angle. I need to explain you this concept here. Now, he is asking you find the sector angle for the red cars. So now red cars is shown by 3. So 3 on the top. And I'm going to compare it with the total. The total is how much? 8 plus 5, 13, 13 plus 4, 17, 17 plus 3 is 20. So the total is 20. So I'm going to compare 3 with 20. Now this 20 is representing how much angle? The total is equals to 360 degrees. So I'm going to write here 360. Keep it in your mind, this 20 represents 360 degrees. And I want to find the 3 units out of 20 represent how much angle. So I'm going to open my calculator. I write here 3 over total units are 20 times with 20 represents 360. I want to see how much 3 represents as an angle, 54 degrees. So red represents 54 degrees. In the same way, I can find the angles which are represented by silver, by white, and by black. So what I need to do, I just draw a circle. If examiner asks you to draw the circle and make this different sector. So what do you need to do? You just need to draw a straight line, which is a radius, and then place your protector here and check where is the 54. So here it is 54, draw the line, and now this is your red. In the same way, you make angle for silver, then you place your protector here, and then suppose this becomes a little bit bigger than 54, you put this angle. So this is silver. Then place your protector here, okay? The 0 degree is should be aligned with this line. And then you check how much angle. If it is like this, okay, so this is going to be represented by white, and the last sector which is left to you, that is black. In general, to draw a pie chart, you need to know the angles. So for silver, 4 over what total? 20 times 360, you can get an angle. 5 over 20 times 360 degrees, you can an angle for the white, the sector representing white. And for black is 8 over 20 times 360 degrees. So all the angles you can find, and then you can make them in a circle. You get a pie chart. Is it clear, guys? So our answer is 54 degrees. So 1 mark for this and 1 mark for this. Next, question number 3. Figs cost 43 cents each. Lira has $5 to buy some figs. Okay. Calculate the largest number of figs Lira can buy and the amount of change in cents she received. So each fig cost 43. Do we know how many figs she's gonna buy? So we say that she is gonna buy X figs, right? So 43X, it is equals to $500. Yani $5 means 500 cents. Why I need to convert it into cents? As my figs cost is in cents. So both of them should be having the same units. So X is equals to 500 divided by 43. So let's check what is the final answer. 500 divided by 43. So I get my answer as 11.62. Now, 11, 11.6 represents 11.6 figs he can buy. So it means the 12th fig is not complete. 11 figs are complete. So also the examiner is asking largest number of figs. So the largest number of figs are 11. Okay. Now, can I subtract 11 from my answer? So minus 11. Now, this is representing what? This is representing the fig which he is not capable of buying. So if I want to check that, how many, yani, how much amount will be left for him, because you know that I already got my answer. What was my answer? Let us do it again. 500 divided by 43. It gives you how much? 11.6. So 11 figs are done. So minus 11. Now this is representing one fig. So the price of one fig was how much? 43. So times with 43. So it gives you 27 cents are behind with him. So 27 cents. Let me explain you again. How did I solve this question? He was having 500 cents and he wanted to buy a number of figs where the price of one fig was 43 cents. When I did it, I get my answer 11.6. So 11 is a whole number. So 11 figs complete. He will buy. I don't, yani he cannot find buy the 12th fig. So I need to subtract 11 from this answer. Now I get my decimal answer. So this decimal answer is representing the fig which he is going to buy. I want to know the price of this. So I should times it with the price of one fig, 43. I multiplied it. I'm left with 47, 27. So 27 cents will be left in his hands. And this is not enough to buy the 12th fig. I hope it is clear to everyone. So this question was basically related to, I can call it algebra or numbers because it is ratio questions, or I did this question with algebra way. So this is up to you guys. Mainly, we talk about ratios in yani, these type of questions. So this is like a numbers question. So I'm gonna raise algebra. Okay. Next question number 4. Find the value of this expression. You remember in my last video, I told you sometime examiner uses the word calculate, and here he is writing find the value of, and how much marks it has 1. So go to the calculator directly and get the answer. So examiner will give you full marks for this, as calculator is allowed. So why not to rely on the calculator and get your answer? So I got 102. 102. If a student wants the step involved into this calculations, so you can write a single square root, and both of them should be written under within that. So 68 and 153. Because in algebra we know that square root of a times square root of b can be written as square root of a times b. And also square root of a divided by square root of b can be written as a divided by b. But if it is square root of a plus square root of b, you are not allowed to write square root of a plus b as a whole. And if there is a minus sign, you are not allowed to write single square root having a minus b on them. So it's not allowed. These properties must be known to the students before doing anything. However, here I wanted to calculate and I wanted to find the value. My answer came to yani 102 and the total marks were 1. I relied on a calculator and I get my answer. If a student wants to know furthermore about Mr. Omar, how 68 times 153 became 102, then I will ask them to further split 68. Uh, Definitely, they say, Mr. Omar, 2 times 34, okay, and 2 times 17. Done. And then 153, okay, divided by 3, it gives you 50, I think 51, and then 3, 51 is divided by, so 3 times 17. So when I write 68 as 2 times 2 times 17, and then 153, I wrote it as 3 times 3 times 17. Now, how many pairs of 2 I have? I have one pair of 2, and then we have one pair of 3. We have one pair of 17. Then guys, I can split 2 squared, square root of 3 squared, square root of 17 squared. So this becomes 2, this becomes 3, this becomes 17. And when I multiply them, guys, what I'm gonna get, I will get 102. So look at the process in it. Next year, when the students will not have a calculator, they should have solved these type of questions by showing all these steps. So look at this, guys. This is so easy for you because calculator is allowed. So fourth question is on numbers. Now I go to the question number 5. In question number 5, guys, he is asking you find a total surface area where the length, width, and height, everything is given. Everyone knows cuboid is a rectangular prism. I make two rectangles, one rectangle and one rectangle at the back. So join their corners. Once you join their corners, guys, you can get a cuboid. Length is 8, width is 6, and height is 3. Okay, so what is the best way to find the total surface area? TSA, total surface area. You need to write 2 times. I'll tell you why I wrote 2 times. Length times width, length times width, okay, plus 2 times width times height, plus 2 times height times length. How did I do this? Length time width. Length time width is, it means that I'm taking the bottom. So this is bottom and the top. The times 2 means I got bottom L times W times 2 will give you the area of the top as well. Okay, now next is width time height. Width time height is left and right. Okay, so this is your left and this is the right face. So left and right. Now when I take H and L is the front and the back. I hope it is clear to you guys. Times 2. I think you understand it. So the front and the back. Now write their values here. 2 times, what is length? 8. Width is 6. 2 times width is 6. Height is 3. Height is 3. And length is 8. So don't forget the important thing, bottom, top, left, right, front, back. Now write the full expression into the calculator. So 2 times 8 times 6 plus 2 times 6 times 3 plus 2 times 3 times 8. Okay. What did I get? 180. So 180 centimeters squared. Why? Because I have found an area. Area's unit is centimeters square. Whereas the length was given in centimeters, width is given in centimeters, and height is given in centimeters. So my system of units are consistent. So there is no any further conversion of units required for this question. So this question number 5 is related to mensuration chapter. Question number 6. So question number 6, some cards have either a square, a circle, or a triangle drawn on them. Pete chooses one of the cards at random. Looks like this question is related to probability. So statistics and probability. Okay. So this is probability. So this probability. Now, you can also count this question in statistics unit, but probability and statistics are the one main topic, but probability is subtopic of that. Some cards have either, so you guys have seen the table is already given to you. Square probability is 0.2, circle's probability is 0.32, and he didn't give the probability of triangle. As we know, when we talk about probability, the total probability is always equals to 1. Clear? So sum of all these three should be equals to 1. I can easily get this x. It is equals to 1 minus 0.2 or minus 0.32. If I take the brackets, then I have to put a plus sign here. Now I'm gonna use calculator. 1 minus bracket open 0.2 plus 0.32. It gives me 0.48. So this will give me 2 marks. I have to write here 0.48. Next question is on numbers. Subtopic is percentage. The price of a coat is $126. In a sale, this price is reduced by 18%. So finding the sale price. So sale price is equals to, what is the cost price, guys? $126. Now cost is based on the actual price in percentages, I assume as 100. This is the rule, guys. So 100 is always representing your cost price. Am I willing to find the reduced price or the sale price? So 100 minus 18 is this, yani reduced by 18. So we need to reduce the 100 by 18. Let's check what is the answer. 100 minus 18 gives you how much? 82. So on the top, I'm going to write 82. And then I get my answer. So 82 over 100 times 126 gives me 103.32. 103.32. This is the price of cost price of the coat. Okay, so I don't think so any issue you will have. So this is the new price. However, the old one was in percentages was 100. So this is your old and this is your new. So new is related with this part of a fraction 82, and the yellow part is old, and it is represented in multiplying with the thing with the cost price already given to you. Next question is also on numbers, guys, because it is the subtopic is sequences. Nth term of the sequence is given to you, n squared plus 12, n squared plus 12, and he's asking you first 3 terms of the sequence. So first 3 terms you substitute n is equals to 1, n is equals to 2, and n is equals to 3. Okay, so once you substitute n is equal to 1, 2, and 3, you can get 3 terms sequence. So 3 terms of a sequence. I'm substituting here, n is equals to 1, 1 squared plus 12, it is 13, 2 squared plus 12, this is 1 squared plus 12, 4 plus 12, it is 16, and then 3 squared plus 12, 9 plus 12 will be 21. Is it clear? So we found the first 3 terms of a sequence. Sometime examiner gives you the sequence and asks you write down the nth terms. But in this case, examiner gave you the nth term and asking you the first three terms of a sequence. I can find it for you. If these three terms were given to me and I wanted to find my, what do you call the nth term, it was easy for me to find. What is 4 squared plus 12? This is 16 plus 12, which will give me 28 and moves on forever. What is the first difference? That is 3. This is 21 minus 16 gives you how much? 5. And this is 7. So imagine my second difference is same. If your second difference is same, the rule tells me whatever the second difference you got, you have to divide it by 2. And my answer is 1. Now, what is my nth term? My nth term is 1n squared. This 1 becomes the coefficient of n squared. Now, I need to write the sequence again, which is given to me 13, 16, 21, 28, and then generate a sequence based on 1n squared, which is 1 squared, yani 1, 2 squared, 4, 3 squared, 9, 4 squared, 16, and it moves on forever. Now subtract them. 13 minus 1, 12, 16 minus 4, 12, 21 minus 9, 12, 28 minus 16, 12. So it's a constant difference sequence. Now, what is the difference between them, guys? 0, 0, 0. So if I want, if the first difference is same, so the nth term is 0n plus 12 minus 0 is 12. So can I write the nth term of the sequence? 1n squared plus 0n plus 12. Sometimes we skip 0n and we write n squared plus n. Is it matching with my answer? Yes, it is matching. So guys, both ways I have explained it to you. In the question, he asked you write down the first three terms. I wrote it. If I know that this is a quadratic sequence, I can easily find the nth term. And this is an extra work. I did it. If you want to see that, I will keep it. No problem. But I do feel that it will confuse you because many student thinks like maybe this is required to show it to the examiner. I'm just erasing it, but in the video, you can see I have shown my working, the reverse working. Now, the concept of a bearing is asked by the examiner. The bearing of B, the point B, from A, this angle is 0.59. As I told you, bearing is a three-figure number always. Bearing is a three-figure number. You cannot write as two-figure number or four-figure number. Like a digital clock. Digital clock is a four-digit number. But bearing is a three-figure number, and it is always measured from north in a clockwise direction. So I want to know the position of the B point from A is 59 degrees, okay, clockwise. Now, he is changing the order. So instead of B from A, now he's asking what is the bearing of A from B? So from B is important. From B. From B. So you have to draw the north at B. So you draw the north at B. Now from the north of B, you move towards the line of AB clockwise. So this much angle you covered. How much is this angle? You can get this angle by using the concept of parallel lines. You remember, if we have two parallel lines, these are the two parallel lines, these two angles are supplementary. And if this is x, this is 180 minus x. This is called U concept of parallel lines. So may I use, guys, the U concept of parallel lines, yani this angle I can easily find. How? 180 minus 59. Now 180 minus 59 gives me how much? 121. So this is 121. But I'm interested in this yellow part. So this yellow part is what? 360 minus 121. So 360 minus 121 gives me 239. So this is the bearing. Not to scale means don't try to use the geometrical tools or protector to, to measure this angle. Okay, that's why he wrote here not to scale. Just rely on the properties of parallel lines and angle at a point. Like the total angle around the point is 360 degrees. So I subtracted 121 from 360 and I got my answer 239. Those students who wants to do this question directly without using the properties, I will give them a concept of back bearing, which is very direct. For example, the bearing of A from B is, write anything, 135. I can find the bearing of B from A directly. I'll give you the reason for that, and I will give you a method for that. Another question, A from B is suppose 213 degrees, and I want to find the bearing of B from A. Simple thing, no need to use the parallel lines properties. You can do it directly. Whatever the angle given to you in back bearing, because A from B and I want to find B from A, opposite. Just add 180. Just add 180. This is the step. You get your answer. 135 plus 180. And I got my answer, 315. Believe me, guys, this is the back bearing. Now 213, apply the same technique here, 180, and check what is the answer coming. 213 plus 180, it gives you 393. Mr. Omar, is it possible the bearing can be 393? Guys, if a person moves from here to here, he covers 360 degrees. So how come it is more than 360 degrees? Like time cannot be 25 hours. The digital clock can be, the time can be from only from 0 to 24. And even 24 becomes 0, 0, 0, 0. So how come 393 is a bearing? This is wrong. This is wrong. What we need to do? Instead of 180, you need to subtract 180 because I cannot expect to get my answer more than 360 degrees. So 213 minus 180 will give us the answer 33. So 33 I cannot write because bearing is a three-figure number. It has to be 033. So what did you learn from Mr. Omar? In a back bearing concept, if you have an angle less than 180, you should add 180. And if your angle is bigger than 180, you cannot afford to add 180. Rather, you should subtract 180 to get your back bearing. So I will give you some examples. Suppose if I give you 95 degrees, yani this is the bearing of A from B. Okay, this is the bearing given to you. And I want to find the B from A. Now, since this angle is less than 180, we need to add 180 to get the bearing, back bearing. If A from B is 295, obviously this is bigger than 180, guys. Now, rather than adding 180, I will subtract 180 from it, and I get my final answer. I hope it is clear to everyone that how we use the concept of bearing, right? Now here, the question which we did it, why not we can apply the technique which you have just learned from Mr. Omar. So 109, sorry, 059. The B from A is 059. Now this angle is less than 180. I should add 180 into it to get the bearing of A from B, the back bearing. Let me check. Is my answer matching with the answer which I calculated by using the properties of parallel lines and angle at a point? Let's check. 059 plus 180. Look, my answer is the same. So either you use direct rule, or you can use the parallel lines properties and angle at the center to get the back bearing concept. So this question is basically related to geometry or trigonometry. I'll call it as geometry. So the concept of bearing can be seen in geometry and also in trigonometry. The question number 10 is on vectors. He gave you a vector in a column vector form, another vector in a column vector form. Now he is asking you, can you find P minus Q? So P is what? 2. And then what do we have? Minus. And then Q, we have minus 1. So I'm going to write 2 minus minus 1. And then we have 8 as a y component. Then we have to write a minus sign. What is Q? 4. What is 2 minus minus 1? Yani it is 3. And what is 8 minus 4? This is equals to 4. Since it has 1 mark, you can write the answer directly. 6P. Your P is 2 and 8. So this 6 is multiplying. So if it is multiplying, it should multiply with both numbers. When I multiply with both numbers, so 6 times 2 and 6 times 8. So 6 times 2 is 12 and 6 times 8 is 48. Again, it has 1 mark, so you can write the direct answer. Next question is interesting. He is asking P minus Q, but he has put bars around them. Bars. Bars. Bars means he's saying, can you find the magnitude? So magnitude is a number. But before finding the magnitude, I need to find P minus Q vector first. Did I find before P minus Q? Yes, Mr. Romer, you have already found P minus Q. Now let me find the magnitude of all the vectors, then I will come back to P minus Q. Suppose the P vector, did you see I put arrow above, but examiner will use them as a bold-faced letter for a vector. In my routine, or maybe yeah, guys, you whenever you write a vector, you should write arrow above. So P vector is 2, 8. And I want to find magnitude of a vector. So I put bars around it. Now, when I put bars around it, it is not a vector. It is just a number. So it can be found by using Pythagorean. Whenever you apply Pythagorean, guys, the first thing you have to write in a calculator, bracket square root, bracket open, close squared, plus bracket open, close squared. Then you go to the first bracket and check what is the x component 2 and what is the y component 8. So guys, this is the magnitude of the vector P, which is 2 square root of 17. Exact answer, or in approximated answer, it is 8.24. In this way, you should get it. Am I looking for magnitude of P? No, I'm not looking for magnitude of P. I am looking for the magnitude of P minus Q vector. Am I having P minus Q vector? Did I calculate it? Guys, I have already calculated. Can you write it here? 3, 4. So when you put the bars around them, it means I have to write a square root, bracket open close squared, plus bracket open close squared. So within the bracket, I am going to copy this 3 and 4. And when I write this thing in a calculator, square root, bracket open close squared, plus bracket open close squared. In the first bracket, I'm going to write 3, guys, and the second bracket, I'm going to write 4, and that gives me the answer 5. And this is the magnitude, guys. So whenever we have a bars around a vector, it means he's not interested in a vector. He's not interested in a column vector form answer. No, he is interested in a single numerical answer, which represents the length of that vector. This is my magnitude. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now we go to the question number 11, which is coming from algebra. The subtopic is indices. So he wrote here 6 raised to power p times 6 raised to power 4 is equals to 6 raised to power 28. Wow. In mathematics, when you have same basis, because 6 is a base and there is a multiplication sign in between, then you can write a single base and you add the powers. Now you have an equation. In the equation, the bases are again same, and the powers, what to do with them, they should also be the same. So p plus 4 is equals to 68. So p is equals to 68 minus 4. So p is equals to 4. So I'm going to write here 4. Since the examiner has put only 1 mark, so can I use my calculator? Let's check. I write 6 raised to the power x because p is unknown to me. I cannot write p in my calculator. In order to take help from calculator, unknown should be replaced by x. Here it is p, but I can write only x in the calculator. Then times 6 raised to the power 4, and then equal sign, and 6 raised to the power 28. Now shift solve. I'm looking for my answer since it is an exponential function. So definitely calculator will take time to give me the answer. I hope my calculator will able to perform this calculation and give you the final answer. Still it is thinking, guys. Wow. Although this calculator is very fast in calculating, but you know, guys, it says cannot solve because 6 raised to power 28 is such a big number for a calculator. So here calculator is not helping you. There is another way which students can use. They say, Mr. Omar, do you want to find 6 raised to power phi? Here it is multiplying. On the other side, when the 6 raised to power 4 goes, so it is divide 6 raised to power 4, 6 raised to power phi. Whenever you have division sign to 28 minus 4, 6 raised to power p, and 28 minus 4 is 24. So if the bases are same, then you can put their powers equal. So same thing, guys, you can look for. If a student doesn't know how to do this, then the last thing is you can use trial and error. But as you saw, calculator was totally unable to find 6 raised to power 28. I can't try 6 raised to power 28, or maybe the calculator is giving a very, very big number, very big number. So if you want to use trial and error, I don't think so you will be able to do this. So you have to rely on the properties of indices. Question number 12 is again in algebra, but graphs. Which type of graphs? Travel graphs. Whenever you see distance time or speed time graph, it is travel graphs and it comes under the category of algebraic graphs. So distance time, guys, distance is always shown vertically and time is always shown horizontally. I want to check that is my time given in Hours, yes. Minutes or seconds, it is given in hours. Distance is in kilometers. So looking into the units is also very, very important. Anita cycles a distance of 70 kilometers from Midville to Newtown. Leaving Midville, she cycles 1 hour. So total distance is how much, guys? 70 kilometers. So where is 70, by the way? Guys, this is 70. This is 70. Right? So maximum distance she's going to cover 70 kilometers. So she's moving from Midville to Newtown, right? I need to draw the graph. She cycles for 1 hour 30 minutes. So 1 hour 30 minutes. This is 1 hour 30 minutes, or I can call it as 1.5 hours. At a constant speed of 20. Now the speed is 20. What is the formula we have learned? Let me draw a formula for constant speed. Formula is distance, speed, time. If I want to know how much is the distance, so I have to multiply the speed with the time. So speed is given to me 20 kilometers per hour times 1 hour 30 minutes, yani 1.5 hours. So let's try to calculate what is the answer. 20 times 1.5, it gives me 30. So at 1.5, I have to go how much up? 30. And it is a slopy line. Slopy line represents constant speed in the distance time graph. If a student says, Mr. Omar, I don't know how to convert 1 hour 30 minutes into hours, you may use calculator. How? Look at that. 20 times 1 hour. I'm going to use this key, 1 hour minutes. Okay, 1 hour 30 minutes. And then I got my answer as 30, although it is giving you answer in 30 hours because the calculator is understanding like this. So it is 30. Got it? So I got my answer as 30. So 30 kilometers is the distance. Next. He says 1 hour 30 constant speed and then stops for 30 minutes. Stops means the graph will go horizontal. 30 minutes. So 30 minutes means 0.5 hours. So straight line. This is half an hour. Rest. And then she then continues the journey to a Newton with a constant speed of 60 kilometers per hour. So guys, you can see now she is how many kilometers away from Newtown? 40 kilometers away. So you know the distance. Again, a triangle, distance, speed, and time. I know the distance, which is 70 kilometers. I know the speed, which is 16 kilometers per hour. So let's do distance over speed. That gives you the answer 35 over 8. And this is in hours, 3 hours, yani 4.375 hours. I want to convert it into minutes and hours, guys. Just press this. It converts into minutes and seconds. So 4 hours, 22 minutes, 30 seconds. You got my point? So 60 is reaching to, as the graph, he said, draw the distance time graph. So from 2, you need to move on further to keep your distance, the total distance, which is left now 40 kilometers distance, and how much time requires. However, the speed is 16 kilometers per hour. So what I did, guys, 70, I did 70 divided by 16, I think. Let me check that. 16, okay. I got my answer, 3.75. So 4.75. So 4 hours more, guys. He has to move on. But when I look at my original question, I shouldn't write 70. I should write 40. Sorry, guys, 40. So 40 divided by 16, it is 2.5. So maximum 2.5 it has to go. So 1 hour, 2 hours. So this is 0.5. So then I raise this 4.5, go up and reach to 70. Draw the straight line. I hope it is clear to you guys. Previously, I was trying to divide 70 by 16. No, we have to keep our distance, which is 40 distance. This is 40 distance, 40 kilometers distance is the remaining. 40 on the top, and then divided by the speed, which gives you the how much time it takes, 2.5 hours. So this is the distance time graph in front of you guys. Now, examiner is also asking you, what is the average speed? Formula for average speed is total distance by total time. Now, total distance from one town to another is 70 kilometers. And from the graph, it is clear that the total time is 4.5 hours. Use calculator. 70 divided by 4.5, it gives you 15.5 or 15.6 kilometers per hour. That's the final answer, right? So we finished our question number 12. Now we go to the question number 13. This question number 13 is on numbers. Subtopic is fractions. Without using the calculator, in my last video, I told you I will also not use calculator, but before solving it manually, I will get my answer directly from the calculator and write it in the answering space. Then I show all my steps. Okay. How to write a mixed fraction? I told you in last video, press shift fraction, 4 whole 1/8, then minus, again, I need to write a mixed fraction, press shift fraction, 2 whole 5/6, and I get my answer 31/24. But I have to give answer in mixed form. Since my answer is in improper fraction, I would suggest you to press shift and press SD. Then the calculator gives you answer in mixed form. Convert the improper into mixed form. So 1/7/24. That's the answer. But this will give you a 0 marks in the exam if you get it from the calculator directly. You have to show your full steps. Okay, let's start. So 4 whole 1/8 minus 2 whole 5/6. Now 8 times 4 is 32, and 32 plus 1 is 33/8 minus 2 times 6 times 2 is 12, and 12 plus 5 is 17/6. Now use the butterfly technique. 6 multiply with 33 and 8 multiplies with 17, and 8 multiplied with 6 in the denominator. Let's do this. 8 times 6, 33 times 6 minus 8 times 17. So what I'm going to get, guys, 33 times 6, it gives you 198 minus 8 times 17, it gives you 136. And 8 times 6, it gives you 48. Now subtract 190, 198 minus 136, 62 over 48. Then write it in a simplest form. 62 divided by 48 gives you 31 over 24. You remember that he divided by 2. Now then you can say that 31 over 24 in a mixed form, it is 1 whole 7 over 24. If a student will not write his answer from 31 to 1 whole 7 over 24, he will lose 1 mark because examiner mentions that he needs the answer in a mixed form. Next question is also on numbers. Partially it is related to the concept of algebra. I'll tell you why. Compound angle formula is total amount is equals to principal amount 1 plus r over 100 raised to the power t. So A is the amount which amounted to, yani which will become including the principal amount after some time. So this is not a compound interest. If you want to find compound interest, you have to subtract P, the principal amount, from the amount because amount contained the principal amount. Once you subtract, you can get the compound interest formula. In other words, there is no direct formula to get compound interest. So you can get any, if you invest some amount and after some years, after some time, you can get the amount including your principal amount. That is A, and this can be calculated from compound interest formula. But in simple interest, you can find simple interest directly. The formula is P times R times T over 100, and then you get simple interest. In such a case, if you want to find amount, then you have to add simple interest into the total capital and principal amount initially which you invested. Anyways, let's see what is the question. He said that Carlos invested. Carlos invested how much amount in the place of P? I'm going to write 4540 R percent. So he didn't tell you what is R. So I'm going to just keep here R. Don't write percentage, guys, because in the place of the percentage, I wrote 100 over 100 down. So time 10 years. And he has earned 1328.54 interest. Oh, wow. So the guy is not giving you the total amount. This is just the profit, but this is what? This is the total amount. So what I need to write, the principal amount plus the interest he has gained. Any profit. This total thing is basically equals to A. I hope it is clear to my students that this is the principal amount when he started the business and how he has earned some profit, which is 1328.4. Sum of these two is equals to A, and this is in the formula, total amount. Now I need to simplify what this is equals to. 4540 plus 1328.54, and I got my answer 5868.54. 58. 0.544540. bracket open, 1 plus r over 100 raised to power 10. Now, this thing is multiplying here. Can I send it to the other side? So 5868.54 divided by 4540 is equals to 1 plus r over 100 raised by 10. Can I simplify it, guys? So 5868.54 divided by 4540. So my answer is 1.2926. Now, how many significant figures are required, guys? In within the steps, I told you, don't write three significant figures. Always try to write more than three significant figures. So I'm going to write 1.2926. 1.2926. So in place of this, I'm going to get 1.2926 is equals to 1 plus r over 100 raised to the power 10. Now, what I need to do with this power 10, this 10 is here 10 over 1. When you send the power to the other side, the power will be flipped. Yani it is power 10. On the other side, when I write this power, instead of 10 over 1, it becomes 1 over 10. And this is the rule, guys. This is the reciprocation of the power rule. Yani if you have a square on the other side, square root, which is 1 over 2. If you have a cube on the other side, when you send it, it becomes 1 over 3. If it is 4, it is 1 over 4. If it is 10, now it is 1 over 10. I'm trying to calculate this value. Keep this power as it is. This is my answer. Raised to the power, raised to the power 1 over 10. What is the answer? I got it. 1.026. 1.026 is equals to 1 plus r over 100. Now I want to get r. So send the 1 to this side first of all. This is plus 1. 1.026 minus 1 is equals to r over 100. The 1.026 minus 1 will give you, when you subtract it from the calculator, it will give you 0.026 is equals to r over 100. Now you send the 100 this side, so 0.026 times 100 is equals to r. So it will give you 2.6%, guys. That's maybe you will be thinking, Mr. Omar, you solved it in so many steps. It is not required. Yes, I agree with you. It has only 3 marks, but I did it just to show you how algebra works in such type of. So I'm going to do it again, guys, but in short steps. So what is the formula we have learned? Amount is equals to P 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power T. Now this is the total amount, which is equals to principal amount plus compound interest is equals to P 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power T. Now substitute the values which are given to you. 4540 plus the interest is 1328.54 is equals to 4540. 1 plus r is small r over 100 raised by t. Now solve this again. 4540 plus 1328.54. So I got this answer, 5868.54. 5868.54 divided by, here the time is 10. 4540 divided, raised to the power 1 over 10, it is equals to 1 plus r over 100. Now get this answer from a calculator, guys. Bracket open, 5868.54 over 4540 4540 and then raised to the power 1 over 10. It gives me how much? 1.026. So 1.026 minus 1 is equals to r over 100. So this will give you 0.026 times 100 is equals to our final answer is 2.6. No need to write percent with it, just write 2.6. Clear, boys? That's all. Now we come to the question number 15. Again, it is related to numbers and subtopic is LCM and HCF. Two numbers I have, 12 and 20. I want to find highest common factor. So the highest common factor cannot be more than these two numbers. It should be less than that or equals to. So the 1 can divide both 12 and 20. 2 can divide both 12 and 20. 4 can divide both 12 and 20. There is no any other big number which can divide 12 and 20 at the same time more than 4. Yani from more than 4, I couldn't find any number. So 4 is the highest common factor of 12 and 20. Next, now you need to look for the smallest power which is common in both. So a raised per 3 and a raised per 2. The smallest of them is a squared. Now you have b and b squared. The smallest of them is b. So this is my HCF. I hope it is clear to you guys. In highest common factor, you always look for the smallest power which is common in both. Now let me solve this question in front of you with the perspective of LCM. If in the exam, examiner asks you what is the LCM of a power 12a power 3b and 20a squared b squared. So the LCM is always bigger than the given two numbers or maybe equal to that, but you have to understand it cannot be smaller than these two numbers. So 12 and 20, which number can become on the table of 12? So the table of 12 is 24, 36, 48, 60, and so on and so forth. 20 is 40, 60. So look at that. The least common multiple of 12 and 20, the first least common multiple, which we find it, that is 60. Next, least common multiple, guys, is the highest power I should take. In HCF, we were taking the smallest power, but now we are going to take the highest power. So a power 3. What is the highest power of b and b squared? B squared. So in least common multiples, we are always looking for the highest power among the given numbers. Since he's not asking LCM, I'm going to raise it, guys. So just HCF again, 12 and 20, the highest common, yani both of them, it has factors 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, and 12. So these are the factors of 12. The factors of 20, 1, 20, 2, 10, 4, and 5. So can you check what is the highest common factor? The highest common factor is 4. But then a cubed and a squared, the highest common factor in both of them, it is a squared. The highest common factor in b squared is b. So that's why I wrote the highest common factor as b. Anyways, guys, so this is done. I'm erasing it. Question number 16. This is on numbers, guys. The subtopic is sets. He has given you 3 sets category. And you remember 3 sets category has 8 regions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 regions it has. Now, this is representing 3 classes Total is 40. So it representing number of students in the class who study physics, mathematics, and geography. Use a set notation to represent the shaded part. At some stages, he's asking you to shade the regions, but now he has already shaded the region, which is coming within M, coming within G, and also he is taking the yani both of them. Yani he is taking both of them. So can I say this is M union G? He considered everything coming in M and everything coming in G. So M union G. But I have to discard that portion which is common with P. So can I say M union G intersection P or P complement? You will definitely say P complement because not within P, outside of P, I want to take it. So the union of M union P, take everything in whatever you have in M and G, but shall we keep it within P or outside of P? Now we have to go outside of P. That's why Mr. Romer wrote here M union G outside of P. So outside of P is 11, 5, and 4. So that's all with it. So I'm gonna write here M union G intersection with P complement. Next thing is, guys, he says, can you find the number of elements? Now, number, N represent number. So 4 is a number. There are 4 people inside P. 4 is not an element of the set P. 4 represent number of students who are taking only physics. Yani these are those guys who are taking only physics. 11 is only maths. G is only geography. Now, what the guy is asking you, he said that, can you find P intersection G? Where is P intersection G? This is P intersection G, this one. Union with M outside. So M outside is this portion. So students will say, Mr. Omar, 4, 3, and 6. This portion is P intersection G union with M complement. So 4, 3, and 6, we can take it. However, if a student wants to know, Mr. Omar, what is the reason behind it, then I will suggest you go with the technique which we have taught you, traditional way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You want to know the regions, okay? So P intersection G is representing, what are the regions P intersection G? Just 5 and 6. Now union M complement. M complement is this, this, and this. So I'm gonna write 1, 2, 5, and 8. So union mean I have to consider all of them. So let's do. I will do the shading, guys. 5 and 6. Okay. 1, 2, 5, and 8. 1 complete. 5, 2, and 8. So I'm considering everything, guys. So just ignore this, this, and this, and rest of them you need to consider them. So I need to consider 4, 3, 6, and outside. Outside there is no one. Any student, out of 30 students you pick, they will definitely take at least physics, math, and geography. So 4 plus 3 plus 6 gives you how much? 7 plus 6, 13 students we have. This is pretty simple question, and mashallah, you guys can easily do that. Oh, sets are again connected with probability, guys. This the second question came on probability. So again, if I see examiner is testing you from a concept which is given in paper 2, there is a very rare chance you find a question on probability. Now, maybe he connects the probability question with some other topics. So let's see what is the C part. A student is chosen at random from those who studying geography. So this is conditional probability. He's not picking the students from total class of 30 students. No, he's not picking. He's picking from geography. So where is geography, guys? So geography is this, this, and this. So you need to add the total number of students who are in geography in the denominator, because now I am picking the students from geography. So out of these students, what he is looking at, he said a geography student who studies physics or mathematics, but not both. Physics and mathematics, but not both. Did you see that? Either he studies physics or mathematics, but not both. So in the numerator, you will get 3 plus 5. I'm going to write here 3 plus 5, 3 on the top, 5 on the top. This is called conditional probability. So my answer is 8 over 3 plus 9, 12, 12 plus 6, 18, 18 plus 5, 23. So my answer is 8 over 23. I hope it is clear to everyone that this is called conditional probability when I am not looking into the full set. I'm looking a part of a set, which is geography. So that total number comes in the denominator, and from that part you start looking into which portion he is interested in from that part. Now, question number 17 is purely on trigonometry, graphs. Everyone remembers sine is like a wave, like this, from 0 to 360. You just need to split your 0 to 360 into 4 equal parts. This is 90, this is 180, and this is 270. The sine graph can go maximum to 1. So at 90, I have 1. At 180, I got 0, 0. This is 1. At 270, I get -1. And at 360, it is 1. I'm ready to draw my graph. A part of a wave up, part of a wave down. So this is a sine graph. If it was a cosine graph, guys, a cosine graph starts from here. A cosine graph is like this. -1. This is cosine, but it is not needed. Yeah. I drew the cosine graph. Now, in the B part, he asks you to solve this equation. For trigonometric equations, I will try to make sine x alone. Send the +1 to the other side, it becomes -1. Then send the 3 to the other side. So sine of x is equals to -1 over 3. Now my output is negative. If your output is negative, I will draw the quadrant diagram and write ASTC. Sine is negative in the third and the fourth quadrant. This is my third quadrant and this is my fourth quadrant. I can get my basic angle by sending the sine to the other side. So shift sine 1 over 3. Maybe it wonders you why Mr. Omar didn't write the minus sign. Guys, whenever I want to find a basic acute angle, don't write the negative sign. So shift sine of 1 over 3, shift sine 1 divided by 3, that gives you 19.47. So I'm going to write here 19.47. This is my basic angle. And now you can transfer this angle into the third quadrant and in the fourth quadrant. So there is a formula for that. When you send the acute angle to the third quadrant, we always add 180 into it. And when we transfer the angle from first quadrant to the fourth quadrant, the formula is 360 minus 19.47. Now let's write our answer. 180 plus 19.47. It gives us 199.5. You remember I told you whenever you write the angle, it should have been given in one decimal place. So 199.5 degrees. Let me try to find my second answer. 360 minus 19.47. And that gives you the answer 340.5. So 1 dp. Angle is always written to one decimal place. Now, if a student says, Mr. Omar, no, I don't know how to get it, but he can get the answer from a calculator, but he has to show some method here, working here. Examiner might cut your marks because he will think the student has got his answer from a calculator. So let me write 3 sine of x. This is just for the sake of verification. Shift solve. Give your guess closer to 199. So I'm going to give my guess 190 and try to get my answer. Did I get my right answer? Oh, yes, 199.5. Got it. Now change your guess closer to 340. So 300 or 350. So calculator gave me 340.5. So I can easily check my answer. Done. Now, guys, next stage is question number 18, which is on algebra. Subtopic is variations, directly proportional and inversely proportional. Y is directly proportional to the cube root. Oh, cube root. Y is directly proportional to the cube root of x plus 1. If he says cube, then I say x plus 1 raised by 3. So difference between cube and cube root should be well understood. Cube root can also be written as, this cube root can also be written in the form of power as 1 over 3. Clear? It's up to you. Either you can use this notation, radical sign. Now I will write it not in proportional sign. I will try to write it in the equation form. So how? It should be y is equals to k cube root of x plus 1. It should have been given to me the pair of values. So y is given and x is given. So I'm going to substitute it here. Y is 7, y is 1. And the cube root of this is 7 plus 1. I can easily get what is the cube root of 7 plus 1, although it is cube root of 8, which is 2. I know that. But for those students who wants to rely on a calculator, they can easily do it. 7 plus 1, it gives you 2. So 1 is equals to k times 2. Then 1 over 2 is k. I found k. What is the equation I have driven? Y is equals to half, because the value of k, I found it, half cube root of x plus 1. The value of x is given to you 124. So y is equals to 1 over 2 cube root of 124 plus 1, which is 125. I'm going to write it in the calculator. 1 over 2 and then times with the cube root of 124 plus 1. And I got my answer 5 over 2, which is 2.5. So I got 2.5. Next question, which is always a very direct question. You remember f was inversely proportional to the square of the d. When d is half, what happens? So 1 over 0.5 square. Check what is the answer coming. 1 over 0.5 squared gives you 4. So it becomes 4 times. So F is 4 times greater. Okay. So F becomes 4 times. So can I explain it to you again? How did I get it? D is half. So in the place of D, you write half. Square will stay as it is, 1 over 0.5 squared. I got my answer 4. So F will be 4 times of the previous value. Question number 19 now. It is related to algebra. And subtopic is functions. Inverse function. So y is equals to 7x minus 8. And I'll try to make y as a subject. So y plus 8 divided by 7 is equal to x. So this is inverse function. So x plus 8 over 7. You all remember that y has to be replaced with x. And whenever you want to find inverse function, you have to make x as a subject. So once you make it, since my input in the form of x, so I have to write here x, not y. Next, b part, h of x, which is given to me as 2 raised to the power x minus 1. And what is g of 1 over 3? So 4 over, in the place of x, substitute 1 over 3 plus 5. May you use calculator to convert it, although I know this 3 will go up and becomes 12 because 3, I mean 4 divided by 1 over 3, it can be written as 3 over 1, which is equals to 12. I know that, but student can also verify it from the calculator. So 4 in the denominator, write another fraction. So 1 over 3, my answer is 12. So 12 plus 5, which is 17. So 2 raised to the power x minus 1 is equals to, this becomes 12, 12 plus 5, 17. So minus 1 goes here. So 2 raised to the power x is equals to 17 plus 1, which is 18. Can I check again? 2 raised to the power x minus, oh, it is plus 1. Thanks. So when it goes to the other side, it becomes minus 1. And that is equals to 16. Can I write 16 as a power of 2? Yes, 2 raised to the power 4. If the bases are same, the powers are equal to each other. So x is equals to 4. I hope it is clear to everyone that 2 raised to the power x plus 1 is equals to 4 over 1 over 3 plus 5. When I write it, I got my answer. This answer came to me 17, and then the plus 1 goes to the other side. It becomes 17 minus 1, which is 16. And 16 can be written as 2 raised to the power 4. Since everyone knows 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, it is equals to 16, and it is 2 raised to the power 4. Now we go to the next question, which is again on algebra. Subtopic is factorization. First time I see 4 terms. Whenever you see 4 terms and you want to do factorization, focus on the first 2 terms and focus on the last 2 terms and try to take common from them. So in the first 2 terms, there is nothing common in them. So I'm just taking, I will take one common. So it is 2m plus 3 because there is nothing common. And here I have to take minus common outside, and in 8 and 12, the highest common factor is 4, and k is common in both of them. So obviously I will be left with the same thing which I got it here. So you can just copy it, which is 2m plus 3b. And you can check that same answer will come to you. Now I can write two brackets. The yellow bracket is one time, which is 2m plus 3b because it is taken common. So what is left inside now? 1 minus 4k. I'm going to write here 1 minus. This is called factorization by grouping. If you are weak at grouping, tell me, Mr. Omar, I'm weak at grouping. Explain it to me again. Okay. Then next topic is on difference of two squares. Difference of two squares. This is also very, very important in algebra. A squared minus b squared. It is written as two factors, a plus b and a minus b. A plus b whole squared is a different thing. Don't try to write it as a squared plus b squared. That's wrong. A minus b whole squared is not equals to a squared minus b squared. Wrong, 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 wrong. In those cases, we need to if it is a plus b whole squared, we need to multiply a plus b two times. Same bracket two times. If it is a minus b whole squared, you have to write it as a minus b and again multiply with a minus b. But if it is a square minus b square, you have to factorize it. One time you have to write plus in between them, and the second time you need to write minus sign. So let's try to work on this type of a question. Before I apply difference of two squares, there is something common in them. What is common? Highest common factor is 5. So I'm going to take 5 outside common. When I take 5 outside, inside x square left in the first term and 4y square will be left in the second term. Next stage is, this is already x squared, but this is not written in the form of a square. So I need to write it as 2y whole squared. So x squared and 2y squared. I'm ready to write my difference of square formula. So 5 outside, 2 brackets. First time I write x plus 2y and second time I write x minus 2y. Don't forget your 4, guys. So 4 can be written as 2. So this is 2 and 2. I wrote it here, right? Next, question number 21. It looks like, again, the question is given on sequences. So this is numbers. Numbers plus algebra. The nth term of a sequence is given to you, and the first term is minus 3. So first term is minus 3. First term is, it's not n is minus 3. No, this total thing is equals to minus 3. When? Because the guy said first term. So in the place of n, you should substitute 1. So this term is equal to minus 3 if n is equals to 1, because the guy said first term. Let me copy it again. A1 square, first term, in the place of n, I substitute 1. And this whole thing should be equals to minus 3. Now, a times 1 square is a, b times 1 is b, minus 4. Can I send it to the other side? Minus 3 plus 4. Wow, I get a plus b is equals to 1. This is first equation. It looks like I'm going to end up with simultaneous equations. Now, second term is 2. Second term is 2. So in the place of n, since it is a second term, I will substitute 2. 2 squared plus b times 2 minus 4. And this whole thing, for me, it is equals to 2. Second term is 2. So second term is equals to 2. Simplify, 2 squared, it's 4a. This is 2b. This is minus 4. Send it to the other side. So 2 plus 4. So 4a plus 2b is equals to 6. Clear? Now, if you want to simplify this, because every term can be divided by 2, so can I divide every term by 2? Although it's not needed, but it will simplify your result. So 4 divided by 2 is 2a, 2 divided by 2 is b, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. It looks simplified. So this is the second equation. I got it. So 2a plus b is equals to 3. So this is the simultaneous equation. So I'm going to solve them simultaneously. First, I want to teach you how to get the answers directly from a calculator, because the coefficient of a is 1, the coefficient of b is 1, and the constant is 1 on the other side. And the coefficient of a is 2, and this is 1, and this is 3. I will open my calculator, go to the equation mod, and choose the simultaneous equation option, which is 1. Press 2 because we have two variables a and b. So x represents a and y represents b. So the coefficient of a is 1 in the first equation, and then the coefficient of b is 1, enter. And the constant on the other side is 1, enter. Second equation, coefficient of a is 2, enter. Coefficient of b is 1, enter. Coefficient of the constant in the second equation is 3, is okay. And now once you press first time this equal sign, it gives you a answer. So a is 2. And next press of equal will give you the value of b, which is -1. But you have to show your working, guys. So how can I show my working? I'm going to use elimination method. What is the elimination method, guys? I'm going to multiply the second equation with the minus sign. If I multiply the second equation with the minus sign, what happens? The plus 2a changes to minus 2a, plus b changes to minus b, and plus 3 changes to minus 3. Why I did it? Because I want to cancel plus b cancel with minus b. What is 1a and minus 2a? 1a and minus 2a is minus a is equals to, and what is 1 and minus 3? It is minus 2. Now a is equals to minus 2 divided by minus 1, and the answer is 2. Guys, did I get the answer 2? And now substitute this 2 into any of the equations. So I'm going to substitute this 2 into this equation. So what is happening? So 2 plus b is equals to 1. So b is equal to 1 minus 2, and b is equals to minus 1. So I got the second answer. So you have to show your working in the exam for the examiner. Is it clear? You need to watch the video to solve this type of a question, and this is tricky question, and it has 5 marks. Many students will lose marks here if their algebra is not solid. Now we go to the question number 22. The 22 question is purely related to vectors. The main name of this topic is vectors and transformations, but now we are going to talk about vectors. My friends, this vector, OA vector, complete, is X. And this vector total is represented by Y. Interesting thing is what? Interesting thing is what? Interesting thing is this, that OD vector is 3 over 7 of X. So it means if I consider that this has 7 parts, so someone has gone 3 units up, and this is 4 units. And 4 over 7 means if this total is 7, someone has gone 4 units up. This is 4 and this is 5. Wallahi, you will understand. Just let me explain it to you. Okay, what I want, OD vector. Okay, this is OD vector. How can I find OD vector? I will go 3 over 7 along OA, and I go this way. This much I go. This is my 3 over 7 of X. Then I go in the direction of Y, how much? 4 over 7. Now I'm erasing everything. Can you check that? And in my direction, this is what? 3/7 in the direction of OA. And then 4/7 in the direction of Y vector. I want to find OD, the ratio of AD. I need this ratio, I want it. Believe me, guys, we can do this question within like seconds. So 7 is the total units. Yani this total is 7. This total is 7. I'm going to split it into two parts. This is 3 and this is 4. Clear? And I'm going to split the y also in two directions. This is this is 4 and this is 3. Let me write it here again. Because 4/7. So 4 has to be bigger. This is 4 and this is 3. Clear, boys? Because total has to be 7. Clear? And I want to find OD vector. So OD vector will be how much? Just draw that. This is, I hope it is clear. So this is what? This is 4, this is 4, this is 3. Look at the similarity of the two figures. Again, I will explain it again so that you can understand it more. OD is 3/7 of x. So 3/7 is just this much vector. 4/7 of y, parallel to the y vector. And which is equals to OD vectors directly. So OD is 3/7x plus 4/7y. Now in similarity way, how can I express it to you guys? Then you can understand it more. I'll erase everything. This is 4, this is 4, this is 4, this is 3, this is 3, and this total is 7. Right? AD, can you check that? How much it is? 4. And DB is how much? Is 3. This is the direct way of reaching to this question. If a student says, no, Mr. Omar, can you explain it in a different way? I have different way as well. Let me explain you in a different way. I want AD. So could you please find your AD vector? So AD is equals to OD minus OA. This is the rule, guys. Whenever you want to find AD, it is equals to OD minus OA. And what is DB, guys? DB is equals to OB minus OD. Now, OD is given by him 3/7x plus 4/7y minus OA is x. And DB is equals to OB, which is y minus, this minus will change both signs. Don't forget that. So minus 3/7x, and this plus sign will change because there is a bracket here. This minus multiplied with this one, so it becomes minus 4/7y. Can I simplify 3/7 and minus 1? With the calculator, you can do that. 3/7 minus 1, it gives you minus 4/7. So I'm going to write here minus 4/7x plus 4/7y. So this is my AD. Now, can I simplify my minus y and minus 4 over 7? And minus 1 and 1 minus 4 over 7, which gives me 3 over 7x. So 3, I'm going to write here first minus 3 over 7x. And what did I get? Plus 3 over 7 of y. This is my dv. Now, the interesting thing which you can see in both answers, something is common. What is common, my friends? Something is common. Common is what? You can take 4 over 7 common, and what is left inside? Minus x plus y. And what is common in them? 3 over 7 is common, so minus x plus y. Now in ratios, we can cancel the common things. So this is canceled. 7 is cancelled. So what is left to you? 4 and 3. So your answer is 4 is to 3. I hope it is clear to you guys. There is one technique which I have taught you, which was a direct way, and I like the direct way. I will go back to direct method again. 3 over 7 is just, this is 3, and this is 4. Then after that, you join this with this. So this has to be 4, this has to be 4. So this is 3 and this is 7. And then I can simply say this is 4 and this is 3. Lovely. I can write the answer directly. But if you have a different way, I really appreciate that. Now we go to the question number 23, which is related to mensuration. Mensuration. And mensuration is related to area, volume, surface area, and total surface area parameters. So we can see a compound shape here where he has given you half of a sphere, which is called hemisphere. Hemisphere. And sphere has a volume. This is sphere, which is based on radius. Its volume is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. But if I take just the half of that, so this 4 becomes 2 because I'm taking the half of that. So the volume of hemisphere is 2 over 3 pi r cubed. This is the case of volume. But if I'm talking about the surface area, that is 4 pi r squared. And this will be given to you in the final exam, 4 pi r squared. I'm not using total surface area because it has only one surface which is covering the sphere. But for hemisphere, I can use a total surface area because it is made up of two surfaces. One is the curved and one is the circular part, which is this, but the bottom one. Okay, so let's do the curved surface area for the hemisphere. So here I have 4, I'm going to write 2 pi r squared. But if I want to include the bottom guys as well, so which is pi r squared. So pi r squared plus 2 pi r squared. So the total surface area is equals to 3 pi r squared. I'm just talking about hemisphere and sphere. Also, the guy talked about cone, guys. The volume of a cone is 1 over 3 pi r squared h. This is the volume of a cone. R is the radius and h is the height of the cone. But if the guy is talking about the surface area, I can talk about total surface area because it has a top. So curved surface area, it is always pi RL, and this will be given by the examiner. So I'm going to raise everything. Let's focus at what is the question all about. And then if further details are needed, I will give it to you. So read the question. The diagram shows a solid metal shape made from a cone and a hemisphere with a radius 6.2. The total surface area is 600. So the total surface area is given. Now this solid shape, the interesting thing is it has two parts which are exposed in the air. In the air, the exposed part is the curved part, the curved surface area of hemisphere. You remember the guy gave you the total, the curved surface area of a sphere, and it will be given by the examiner to you, which is 4 pi r squared. But I need to take the half of that. I need to take half of that. So what is the half of 4 pi r squared? That is 2 pi r squared. So 2 pi r squared is this one. Mr. Omar, why you are not taking the bottom of the hemisphere? The bottom of the hemisphere is already connected with the top of the cone. So it is not being exposed into the air. So it is covered. So no need to consider it. Now we need to look at the curved surface area of a cone, which is already given by the examiner, pi RL, this part. Oh, L is the slanted height, not vertical height. It's a slanted height. I may use Pythagorean to get my slanted height. Look at that, guys. This is the height of the cone, and it is already given by the examiner. Is it given? No, it's not given. So this is L, and this is height. L is not given. An examiner is asking the slanted height. Okay, done. Even though height is not needed because I'm not going to use volume, is it? Let's check. Because I'm totally relying on surface area. So the curved surface area of a cone is pi r L. So can I add them together, guys? 2 pi r squared is the half surface area of a hemisphere plus the curved surface area of a cone. It is equals to pi r L. And the sum of these two should be equals to 600 centimeters squared. Now, examiner is needed what? Examiner is needed the slanted height L. So 2 pi radius is given to me 6.2 squared plus pi time radius is 6.2 times L is equals to 600. Can I send this thing to the other side? So pi times 6.2 times L is equals to 600 minus 2 times pi times 6.2 squared. Now try to get this answer from a calculator. 600 minus 2 times pi times 6.2 squared. It gives you a big answer. Please copy it. 358.47. 358.47. Or you may store it into your calculator and then use as an answer. So I'm going to use it as an answer divided by, put the brackets please, pi, or it's better to write a fraction. So pi times 6.2. And then it gives me 18.4 because L is equals to 358.47 over pi times 6.2. And then I get my answer. So interesting factor is this, that I have used only the half of the surface area of hemisphere. The hemisphere surface area is 4 pi r squared, but for the sphere is 4 pi r squared, but for hemisphere it is 2 pi r squared. And the curved part of the cone, I'm talking about the curved part, which is pi r L. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now, we are done with this exam. I hope it will be helpful for all of you to catch up with everything. If anything is needed, please do let me know. Thank you guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.